Find out who will be playing in our feature match area. Oh, we've got a great one for you, everybody. Jean-Emmanuel Depraz versus Simon Nielsen. Well, if anybody can take down Simon Nielsen, it just might be Jean-Emmanuel Depraz, who is 4-0 versus Simon Nielsen lifetime since 2018. Most recently at Pro Tour MH3, where JED did beat Simon, and Simon went on to win that whole tournament. So a super exciting rematch here. Simon Nielsen, your reigning player of the year, your most recent Pro Tour champion. Can anybody take him down? Well, if somebody can, it might be your reigning world champion. This is a huge matchup, Monty.
It really is, and it is, again, between two of the lesser played versions of the decks in the room, as we're going to take a look through them. Starting with Jean-Emmanuel Depraz, I believe, with Gruld Prowess, but Jean-Emmanuel is one of the 3 people in the room that didn't bring the new version of Prowess. This is the Leyline of Resonance version. This is the version that can hypothetically win on turn 2, and a lot of it is about having this Leyline. You are sacrificing some consistency for explosiveness, but in the words of Jean-Emmanuel Depraz himself, this Leyline is just so broken. He could not imagine not playing it this weekend. And this deck is very much all about getting something like a Cacophony Scamp or a hero on the board. And then with this Leyline, just casting spell after spell, and it does not take too many double spells to kill your opponent. On the other side, Simon Nielsen is here with the Team Handshake build of Dimir Demons. This is a slightly different take on Dimir midrange. You still have a lot of removal to interact with, but the big thing this deck has going for it is the combination of Unholy Annex into something like an Archfiend of Adros to start drawing cards and putting the damage on your opponent very quickly. This deck is also counting on Doomsday Excruciator going later on, but that's not really a plan that you're counting on for this matchup specifically.
Oh, we love both of these players. They're both so amazing. Marty, what do you think is going to happen in this matchup?
I am not a fool, contrary to popular belief.
You know,
so
I would like to check in on that. But.
I am going to go with Simon Nielsen.
All right, fair enough.
I am not a fool.
Sure, don't bet against Simon Nielsen. Well, let's find out what happens. It's time for round number 5. I'm going to toss it on over to Marshall and Paul with the call.
No, I'm not Marshall and Paul, but we can do our best. Let me just get a little taller.
Yeah. It's Alien Glory.
There you go. That's perfect.
Thank you so much, Maria. Welcome back to the booth here, friends. Alien Choreo, Marshall and Paul, whatever you want to call us, it's fine. Just don't call us bad names, you know?
yeah, just don't call us late for dinner.
Yeah,
there
actually, don't do that. That's mean. Anyway, we have one heck of a matchup here between 2 of the best players in Magic the Gathering at the moment, Jean-Emmanuel Depraz, Simon Nielsen. And you know what? Monty went with Simon. I think I'm going to go with JD.
Are you saying you're a fool? I mean,
I am a fool. I would have played Gruld Prowess, and everyone's like, no, Dimir is better. But Gruld Prowess is fun, so, you know,
honestly,
I'm going to go with fun.
Both players, they're incredible players. Hard to really vote against either one of them.
Sure.
And both of them just have an incredible standard, incredible constructed win rate throughout the season. Simon at a whopping 69% going into this event, and he won round 1, so it's even higher.
Yeah, well, JED, I must say, is nice +1 with 70% win rate.
Yeah, impressive.
Very, very impressive. You don't become world champion, you know, just off luck alone. So. Excellent stats from both players, and just 2 of the nicest people you could ever talk to.
They really are. Really great humans and really great players.
Yeah.
And this is one of the draws from Jean-Emmanuel Depraz, you know, unlike what we just saw last round. If you missed it, well, it makes sense. You probably just got a sandwich or something because the whole match lasted 12 turns. But this is a more down-to-earth draw from Jean-Emmanuel Depraz. No leyline, just a couple of lands, a couple of creatures, and looking to develop his draw after that. But still still powerful. It just shows the power of this Gruld Prowess deck with or without the leyline.
Honest magic.
Honest magic,
yeah,
I like that.
Just a little mouse. What do we do this turn, though? Aha, we're going to turn things sideways. Slick Shot Show-Off joins the Heartfire Hero, and the damage begins.
That's interesting to me. I don't know if I love that. I think plotting that would be way better as you have 2 turn inside out to be able to at least, you know, quote unquote, save your slick shot show off, get a manifest out of it. But I guess Jean-Emmanuel just is valuing getting the damage in where he can more than trying to set up one of these ridiculously over-the-top turns up against an interactive deck like Tamir Demons.
Currently, in Simon Nielsen's hand, he can only deal with one of these creatures. So, you know, perhaps Jean-Emmanuel just hedging his bets and saying, like, okay, cool, well, whatever one you target, I can just stick a turn inside out on that one or the other one.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, just double up, I guess.
Yeah, so now it's the question of, we're going to see a lot of instants being used at sorcery speed because you just have to play around Snakeskin Veil. Jean-Emmanuel Depraz only has one in his main deck, but this is an open deck list tournament where, you know, Simon knows it, so he has to respect it.
For sure. Excellent draw here for Jean-Emmanuel. Might of the Meek being able to get a card.
Oh my.
Oh my. We can't do it yet, but that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, this is 3 power, turn inside out makes a 6, and then the Sellsword deals 6.
Do we have a land? Oh, we do. Don't try.
Yeah. So right now, just JD can just deal a modest 12 damage.
I love it. And manifest something, so that's kind of cool too. But does he go for it? Is he feeling gutsy enough right now?
I don't think he's going to sacrifice this.
He might. I mean, he might just be
You
full
do get
tilt
the
here.
manifest.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and of course. Yeah. Yeah,
Is that legal?
the hero deals the damage as well, plus the
Yeah.
Sellsword deals the damage.
Oh, yeah,
so-
you're right, of course.
Unreal.
That's the combo.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, that is...
Ready?
Yeah, ready. We are. Certainly not at this rate, but Sellsword, crazy little combo there.
And it's
That's
a
only
one-of.
one-of, yeah.
Exactly.
That's nuts.
Something really interesting as well from Jean-Emmanuel's sideboarding is he took out all the ley lines against a matchup where there's that much interaction, just decides to just take them out.
Yeah. All right, then what are we bringing in then? It's the prowess deck. Let's see, we got this Pole Patch formation, we got a couple extra mice, more Snakeskin Veil. That seems good.
Urbrass Forge, I would love.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Ah, now we're plotting. Now we're plotting and scheming. Slick Shot Show Off is going to go into exile there.
And now Simon had the Unholy Annex, but just does not have the ability to tap out for that when this Slick Shot can just absolutely pop off next turn. And wow, I mean, Jean-Emmanuel's hand is just full of gas here. No third land, no green source. But
Okay,
yeah,
I love this. This
same,
is cool.
same. I love this. Just make sure Simon can't use his mana.
Yeah.
Yep.
An investment strategy.
Exactly.
That is cool. So
They
just
pass
tucking
again.
away those Slick Shot Show-Offs until we find land 3 and can do multiple things in one turn to get around any removal or counter spells that Simon may have.
Yeah, and Simon has the ability to cast 2 spells here, so can either counter some things or try to destroy 2 creatures. So I wouldn't be too shocked to see Jean-Emmanuel not bring these Slick Shot Show-Offs from plot yet. Did top deck land 3, so that's pretty ideal. We'll see if he wants to be more patient and maybe seek the Beast at Simon's end step, or if he wants to just kind of go all in, bring these 2 Show-Offs, bring maybe a Manifold Mouse, or bring an Ember Heart Challenger and just kind of go off this turn. So this should be a really big turn from JD. Oh boy.
Comes a 1. That resolves. Thumbs up from Simon. And the second one hits the board too.
So no,
This has got to be like, please no counter, or please no overprotect, or
Snakeskin Veil,
Snakeskin
yeah.
Veil, yeah.
Doesn't have that, and it looks like Jean-Emmanuel is tapping the forest here, the green source, I should say. Okay, to play a creature, which kind of opens the door.
Just goes to damage here. I like that.
Yep.
JED is so patient when he does, except for when he doesn't need to be, and kill his opponent, because that just makes more sense than anything else. But he doesn't just jump straight into it. Like, yes, he could do that. He could use all his mana this turn, but he has so many options on Simon's turn that makes Simon have to think more about what it is he's going to do.
Exactly. And the one thing that puts Simon in a rough spot here is trying to cast Cut Down effectively, because even if Jean-Emmanuel doesn't have Snakeskin Veil, Overprotect, anything that is a hard protect from a removal spell, just casting 2 spells gets you around cut down.
Sure does.
So that is a big thing here that Simon's going to have on his radar. So I would imagine we start with Go for the Throat and kind of see, is the Snakeskin Veil there?
Testing the waters now is Simon. Go for the throat, targeting one of these slick shot show-offs. How does JED respond?
I think he's just going to...
Just pump it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do a little manifesting.
So now the question is, do we go for the other slick shot?
Yeah, like now you could go for cut down on the other one, but let's say Jean-Emmanuel has 2 1-mana pump spells here, then it's not going to work as effectively.
Yeah.
So a really tough game of cat and mouse here.
Bird and mouse.
There you go, there you go.
Okay, gate. But we still get the triggers off of the birds from the cost.
Yeah, but being end step, not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But this was just Simon saying, hey, I want to use my mana this turn. I want to make sure I'm mana efficient.
Sure. And then we're going to seek the beast. So we find, okay, a land and a creature. So
Now these cards are able to be played during JD's next turn. And kind of ideal to hit like 1 land and 1 other thing. You hit 2 lands, no matter what, you're not going to be able to play them both.
so that's pretty neat.
Dreams of Steel and Oil here.
Okay. Sideboard card. Exiling whatever it is he picks.
Yep, just
Artifact or creature.
basically duress, but against your aggressive decks.
Yeah.
And the team decided to play 2 of this card. And I gotta say, this Dimir Demons deck is a team deck here from Team Handshake. Most of them are playing it, and they think it's broken.
Yeah.
You know, they truly think it's broken. There was a couple outliers that decided to play something else, either Cassis being one of them. The Azorius Oculus.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That deck is pretty mean.
Really spicy,
Yeah.
yep. And that was another deck. They're like, wow, this deck is also great, but we didn't have enough time to test it, so most of the team stayed on the Dimir deck. Man, just everyone in this tournament thinks their deck is broken.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? But, you know, it's also really, really nice when all the players are excited to play their decks.
Yes.
And they don't just have to default to whatever the hotness is at a particular moment.
Exactly. Looking at the metagame of no deck being over 20%
That's
is
great.
just healthy and leads to a really incredible format to be playing. Tough choice here, just between the Manifold Mouse and the Challenger. One of them gets you dead a lot faster, but one of them gives you way more card advantage. So it's really what Simon is afraid of. If he's afraid of dying, he's got to take, you know, the Manifold Mouse. If he's afraid of this game going too long and JD actually out-card advantaging him, you know, he would take the Challenger. But on top of that, there's those 2 creatures, and then just the Questing Beast that JD can play next turn.
Questing Druid.
Questing Druid, excuse me.
Beast
Seek
would
the
be very
Beast,
easy-
Questing
yeah.
Druid, I combine them.
Yeah, they set you up for that one.
Yeah, they really did.
Smush 2 cards into one. Man, this is a really tough choice here, but it is going to be the Emberheart Challenger.
Taking the graveyard, I guess.
Right, so 1 from hand
And 1 from my graveyard, yes. It's crazy
Okay.
against Arcanus.
Not very relevant to be taking a card out of their graveyard in this particular match, but
Oh man, that is an evisceration of the board and almost the hand here for JED. Draws a card, is able to play the Heartfire Hero and the land this turn. He's going to kick things off first and foremost with the Questing Druid.
looks like this is going to get spell stuttered, I would imagine. Maybe not.
Yeah, okay, resolves. That one for sure, though.
17.
This is like, get out of here.
And now Simon has the really powerful Annex here, can just tap 5, get the demon out first, but then he's out of gas. You know, the way JED played this game was really masterfully, because Simon had these turns where he would have loved to just play the Unholy Annex, get it on the field, start getting incremental card advantage over and over, but with JED plotting those slick shot show-offs over and over, just put Simon in a weird spot where he couldn't deploy his proactive threats, had to hold up mana to be reactive the entire game. So just masterfully played by JED.
Could this be the turning point now for Simon, though, as he is able to generate card advantage from the next turn?
Sure, but Simon's got 0 card and JED has 5 cards right now, and they all look pretty strong. So the Demon's great and everything. There's no direct answer for it, but JED, I mean, there could be a world where we just win, right? I mean, probably not.
Not right now, I don't think.
You get the mouse. You get the offspring, so now you can give it double strike and trample. And then monstrous rage.
And then you target mouse though to get the double strike, so.
Oh yeah, of course.
Druid's not gonna be doing that right now, but we will be getting a card courtesy of the mice.
Yep. So it just gets the boost, but
Down to 12. Okay, that's definitely within striking distance. Man, I love the offspring tokens from Bloomer.
yeah, they look good.
Get to take a peek.
Monstrous Rage, just the most terrifying card for sure.
Verge? Yeah. Okay.
Forge is also great,
Yeah.
but this demon can kind of race. You know,
Yeah,
this
for sure.
demon plus the other side, plus the Unholy Annex, dealing 8 a turn.
That's not nothing.
If Simon can attack, though.
Yeah, Simon would be shields down. Like another creature would be ideal just to get in the way and soak up some damage. But yeah, with the whole trample double strike thing going on here.
Yeah, so playing the Forge, the creature becomes a 5/5. And
13. Then you have to trigger this, you go to 11.
then you
go
can
to
have one of
14.
these mice get double strike. That's 7, 8 damage. 8 damage on surface value here from JD. So if we top deck a Monstrous Rage or something,
Yeah.
we could easily be
Lights
done
out.
here.
So with the Druid, is a 4 power, and the mice can give double strike to each other or trample. As
Yep.
no, trample's not necessary now.
Yeah.
Oof, the Excruciator in hand.
Wow, and what a top deck there regardless. Being able to just destroy the flyer.
Yeah. Oh, man. Paw Patch Formation. I think this is the most played Blue Burrow card.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of decks that play this as a 4 of in the sideboard. Nice draw from JD.
Little guys off of Urabrask's Forge. This is just like, you know, extra value every single turn.
And Monstrous Rage more than likely would have been lethal there.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was still a great draw. Getting the demon out of there is excellent. And now this Unholy Annex is going to deal damage to Simon.
That's going to do it. JED, I told you so. I'm no fool.
Yep, I guess Monty and I were the fools this time. Hard to bet against them.
You can't go wrong picking either player, let's be honest. But I mean, yeah, that Gruul Prowess deck, it's strong. And I love that JED took out those ley lines.
Yeah,
That
no,
is so cool.
That's really smart. Being able to have that explosiveness game one when other decks aren't prepared to deal with it. You know, game one, you don't have your deck hyper focused against aggro. You don't have all your removal in. You can just win out of nowhere there, and then you dial it back and start playing a little bit more of a mid-range deck. And that's exactly what JED did, and it looked great.
It's going to do it plenty more. And we have plenty more Magic for you as well, friends. Coming up after the break, Adam Weiss versus Lucas Duchow. Welcome back to coverage of the World Championship number 30 from Las Vegas, Nevada. That is what the players are playing for, as well as a hefty chunk of change, Corey.
And I got to say, that trophy is gigantic.
It is. You have to not skip arm day if you want to hoist that trophy at the end of the day. So in between reps, like, these players need to be lifting.
100%, yeah. You pick that trophy up if you win, but you got to set it back down. I mean, that's a heavy one.
It is heavy indeed, and goodness me. Good luck to anyone who picks that up at the end of this weekend. But for now, friends, we are going to jump back into a mirror match. An exact mirror match by the look of it. Both players on team heavy play, rampant growth.
Heavy play, yep.
And they are, they're going to gruel prowess it out. So tell us about this matchup, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, just a straight mirror. So, you know, of course, mirror matches get to be a little silly. These players, of course, expected to play against a lot of gruel. Kind of figured it would be the most played deck, especially since their team, you know, pretty much all played it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a hyper-aggressive mirror match, trying to have a better draw than the other person. Sideboarding gets a little interesting because, well, they know exactly how they sideboard, as they would go over this in a sideboard meeting. So you might see some juking from the players.
For sure. So it's definitely going to be a battle of who is the most skilled / the most lucky.
a little bit. Yep, absolutely.
See the opening hands there. Adam did have to multi-5. Lucas multi-6.
Here is the really nice kind of combination here with Manifold Mouse and the Challenger, where you just get to draw a card every turn.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Valiant is a very cool
ability.
I really like these mice.
Yeah. Now, this is the drawback where it's not actually draw a card, as you can only play it that turn. So if you do, you know, not have the mana to be able to actually play it, it's not exactly draw a card, but it's pretty close most of the time when you get in the late game.
Yeah, for sure. You know, you definitely want to have that around rather than not. So, but yeah, Innkeeper's Talent would have been sweet. On the other side of things, though, Lucas just chucking down many manifold mice indeed. And our little Heartfire hero is swinging in there. Life totals go down.
Yep, so Trample and Death double strike there, so that deals 6 damage. And Adam did mulligan to 5 magic cards here. Lucas down to 6.
Number hurt.
No burn together in this deck list, though. So we won't see the 1, 2, 3 punch that we saw in the previous round.
Yeah, absolutely.
13.
Monstrous
Cards man? 2. You would have shot before if you had it.
Nice.
Yeah, honestly, whenever you play against a teammate like this, they're pretty kind of more relaxed with it.
For sure.
They'll maybe be talking out their plays and stuff like that.
This is just extra testing, right?
But that was a very smart thing that Adam said. Like, you would have shocked already if you had it, you know, when I was tapped out. And Adam's exactly right.
Yeah.
Lucas would have, and he does not have it.
8 damage. If you have Monstrous Rage, I lose.
Huh. I love hearing the players talk to each
If you
other.
have Monstrous Rage and Shock, I lose. Otherwise, I kind of just win.
Otherwise, you
If
just
I need
win.
attack
So
with
go for the win.
the Manifold, though, I can leave that on the block. I'm talking to you like this is...
It's all right, Adam. We're here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Making our job easier.
So gets into combat here. Now this Monstrous Rage is able to be cast here at any time.
Okay, so we got 2 blockers there. For the 2
Go for the
mice.
Rage here, trigger prowesses. So, resolves? Monster Roll Token. This is 14 damage. No, sorry. 12 damage minus 2 is 10. Plus 2, you go to 1.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And I think Adam had a shot, maybe not. Maybe he's held in here.
And then I will say go.
Anything in hand, yeah. All right, Lucas.
And step Snakeskin Veil. So, all right, can you piece anything together? A Swift Spear is not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, no. That is going to be game number 1 here, going to Adam Weiss. These teammates here, I love hearing Adam talking it out, you know, as if they're just hanging out in their Airbnb or whatever it is that they're
Yeah.
But they're staying at the hotel, just talking it through. You know?
Exactly.
Just buds
This
playing
is a
games.
play test game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So in the sideboard, I'm sure both players, they have the exact same
I can't
list,
believe
but
I'm keeping this.
there's Torch the Tower, there's Obliterating Bolt,
Game 2 is
Scorching
starting.
Shot,
Yeah.
as well as Questing Druid. Those are kind of the cards that I could see coming in. Just
Yep.
being able to interact more in the mirror match. That's kind of the
okay.
name of the game here.
Hardfire Hero. Oh, Adam Weiss mulliganing to 6. Lucas keeping a hand of 7, so
Yeah.
he's going to be happy with that.
Right. Oh,
Yep,
I just
and
put,
this is going to be the
You're
time
right.
where Adam
Yeah,
really
yeah,
wants
yeah.
to have a
Take
shock,
it.
a Torch the Tower,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that
Draw.
to be able to deal with this Emberheart Challenger before he can untap.
Doesn't look like he's got any removal in there right now. See a Might of the Meek, another mouse. Emberheart Challenger of his own. Monastery Spear perhaps too.
You can definitely tell by the lands which player started playing in 2008 and which player started playing in 1998.
4. You have 5, 6.
Personally,
love it.
I love these planet lands, but
They are pretty cool, I must say.
the OGs are also pretty
All
sweet.
right, I'm holding
Absolutely.
it.
So Adam just throwing caution to the wind,
Don't count like him, but
swinging in, using the one game to his advantage, and just, you know, I'm going to go for the win.
Yeah, didn't have the removal spell for the opposing Emberheart Challenger, though, so that is a big deal.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
Screaming
tricky.
Nemesis.
So this is a really, really strange card here. It's not really going to come up too much here as far as the life gain, but now there's this kind of invisible
17.
trigger here. Invisible, almost emblem,
Yeah.
almost a
Yeah.
Planeswalker emblem where
Swiss
you are
Spear.
not able to gain life at all. This is not going to be the
main
most relevant
phase,
in this match,
monstrous
but will
rage,
very much come up
targeting,
if you play against something like Domain
Yeah.
or Attracts
Yeah,
with
yeah.
attack. So a really powerful card
Sorry,
against the
thinking.
rest of the metagame.
It's pretty cool, and there's also quite a
1,
few
2,
ways
3,
in this list
4,
specifically
5,
to
6,
deal damage to,
7, 8, 9, 10.
you know, even if there's no target to hit,
Yep.
you can deal damage to the Nemesis and then hit your opponents to
trigger,
prevent
get
life
those
gains.
die.
So
Exactly.
I,
yeah.
I do hope we'll see
Thank
that
you
sometime,
for
but at the
1,
moment,
2,
these mice are
yeah,
just
10.
getting
It's only 1.
feisty.
Absolutely.
Shoot at
Yeah,
7,
shocking
and
your
I
own
also get-
nemesis is a spicy, spicy play we might see.
What? You're dead, right?
For now, it seems like, yeah, you're dead,
yeah.
right? Good grief. All right, game 3. You know, at least with this deck, you don't have to use too many things.
Yeah,
You know,
no kidding.
You're not playing like 20 turn games in like a control matchup or something like that. So
It's very punishing in the small amount of decisions you
Swiss
have.
Spear.
Yeah.
If you do something
Sorry,
wrong in the
wrong
early
button.
couple turns, it can
I'm trying to
very,
find
very much bite you.
We're not
You know,
important anyway.
not plotting your slick shot show off, something like that, can really be the difference in a game. But yeah, you don't play as many turns, so you can definitely free up the brain space a little bit.
Monastery Swift Spear,
Yeah.
kicking things off here for Adam.
18.
And Shock will take care
Never heard.
of
Yeah. Go.
that friend. Emperor Challenger down on the board once again.
And I want to say from Adam's hand, yeah, there's no more creatures here. So if Lucas is able to deal with this, which I see it towards the tower, if Lucas decides to just make sure this creature is dead, you got to put big advantage to Duchow.
Go ahead.
And Lucas Duchow, of course, Duke 1-2 on Magic Online. I know if you're a Magic Online gamer, you've lost to him plenty of times, as I have as well.
Well, yeah, he qualified for a Pro Tour Thunder Junction Fruit Mox.
Yep, absolutely.
Made the top 8. So, yeah. Go
much.
make an arena or an online Magic Online account, and you could be playing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
An incredibly nice guy, an incredibly strong player.
Oh, for sure.
Fire.
All right, Hotfire Hero. What can you do,
Might
buddy?
trigger.
We're going to draw a card. First things first.
Draw.
Ride the Meek.
Okay, there is another creature off the top for Adam,
Yeah,
though. That was
19.
big.
Yeah, that's
Trigger attack for 4. 11. Yeah, 19. Agree. Go.
a good way to rebuild. Are we missing lands here for Lucas?
Yep, definitely.
Looks like it.
Just
There we
hit the
go.
land, though.
Yeah.
Number 3, Obliterating Bolt. Bye-bye friend, no damage dealt. That is an exile effect.
Yeah, this is a really strange draw. Both players have kind of the opposite draw. All interaction from Lucas and just kind of all
Alright.
creatures from Adam.
Might trigger.
Do you think that's play draw dependent or what they've boarded in? And
No, I think they probably sideboarded exactly the same. It's
Yeah.
just,
Valiant.
you know, kind of how the cards
Draw.
fall. Okay, this resolves, so this has got to
combat
mean that Lucas does
4.
not have another torch to the tower or didn't want to risk
Yep.
it here.
yeah. Down to 7 goes Lucas.
Okay, now there's just pump spells and creatures in hand, so this could be the turn where Adam finishes it off.
May well be. If Lucas gets a chance to swing, though, that'll be pretty devastating, but I think Adam might be in a very good position here to pick up the win against his teammate.
Yeah, and Rockface Village just having the ability to always target this is so huge if you want to. Looks like Adam doesn't even want to go for that.
Yeah, just another Eberhard challenger. Both of haste. It's 4 damage. There's a 3/3 in the way.
Swift Spear.
Swift Spear as well. Swinging with everything. Block, target something else.
Last card is Torch.
4 damage. I'm going to go to 18.
Last card is Torch, so you can...
Torch here. Trigger Valiant, trigger Prowesses.
So that's going to trade with the Nemesis, and Adam's going to have the ability to reveal this, and if he hits a land, he could play it. That's the only thing he could play this turn, so that was ideal.
No, so you take 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to 2. This trades, you kill.
This does 3 damage.
Yeah.
Play a line for turn.
Torch your own guy.
I torch my own guy, not your guy. Psycho. No cards? No cards.
Poor little mice just getting torched left, right, and center. But let's see, can Lucas do anything here against this lone creature? We have Heartfire Hero. Okay.
Yeah.
Down
Just
to
1. All right, Incubus Talents. Cool.
Shock, anything like that?
Heartfire, and that's it. Oh my. Okay, so lots of little decisions there to be made, but all super impactful. Adam Weiss picking up the victory against Lucas Duchow. Congratulations to him, but that's a cool matchup.
That is a really cool matchup, you know? I mean, it is definitely, I would say, slightly luck-based, as you do have to kind of just draw your right cards in the right kind of time, but there's still a lot of play to it. You know, you got to know when to use your pump spells, when to use your removal spells, when you have to take risks, and when you have to play a little conservative. So it seems like there's a little more luck involved than there really is.
Well, congratulations again, and we are now going to jump into another matchup. 2 Hall of Famers, Willy Edel versus Shuhei Nakamura. They're sitting at 3-1 apiece. It's going to be Jeskai Convoke up against Dimir Midrange. So whoever wins this locks up day 2.
Yeah, sweet. Absolutely, and Jeskai Convoke, these kind of Boros-style Convoke decks, really kind of fell off as of recently, but different online events have really been proving that this deck is still able to stick around, and the name of the game for this is play a bunch of really small, aggressive creatures and then use Knight Errant of Eos to be able to convoke them out as soon as turn 2.
That's crazy.
And then up against a Dimir mid-range deck that's trying to kill your creatures at a 1-for-1 basis. So this ends up being a very good matchup for the Convoke decks if they draw ideally, which this doesn't look too ideal.
Yeah, this doesn't look super hot. We do see the Bat taking care of the room. There's a couple lands in hand there.
Looks
possibly
like an
3
Inspector as well, and 3 lands, yeah. So not ideal, but you know, if you can chain together a couple creatures off the top and then get a Knight Errant of Eos, you can really turn it around. But that's kind of the biggest problem with these Convoke decks. It's like you have a good on-paper matchup against most of the mid-range decks, and the Gruul matchup is close, and then kind of, you know, some of the bigger domain-style decks might be a little trickier. But the deck just struggles against itself sometimes. You just don't draw the right amount of big creatures and small creatures, and your deck ends up looking not as great.
The other side of things, though, Shuhei doing pretty well, keeping the board, you know, full of blockers here as the creature hits the board alongside the bats. We are, I'm going to see another pretty powerful card hit the board here, Warden of the Inner Sky.
A great draw here.
Yeah.
You know. Knight Errant of Eos is probably the best draw, but this really helps you find it as you get to scry away a bunch of cards and kind of get that going.
If we get to 3 counters on that, then yeah, we're going to have a way to block the bat if that becomes relevant.
Yep, absolutely. And you have the ability to still sack a clue here, even though it is tapped. You just need to pay the 2.
19 and Victor.
And looks like Willy was reading the Draneth Ruins. A land that, you know, we haven't seen a lot of, but I mean, right now, Shuhei does have the ability to boost up this
19,
vampire if he
19.
wants to. Looks like he has enough going on in hand. We probably won't see that, but we did see that earlier from Kenta, and it just looked really awesome.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Amount of deflections, going to take care of the warden, which kind of like is the engine piece at the moment.
Yep.
These other creatures, they've done their thing. You know, there's no repeatable use out of them. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've done your job. So now we need to find something else here for Willy.
Absolutely.
Another siren hits the board here, so more maps.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, yeah, you're playing a creature every turn, and Willy's, you know, quote-unquote, getting lucky to top deck creatures, but you're top decking your small creatures. You really need to be finding your big payoffs, the Knight Errant of Eos.
Yeah, especially when, you know, Shuhei's tapped out.
Yeah, exactly. This is the turn to be able to jam, and doesn't have it. Shuhei does have the Beast Binder, which isn't as great in this matchup. It's much better against the Prowess decks, shutting off Prowess, shutting off Slick Shot show-off abilities, but still a decent body. I imagine it would get sided out, though.
Is that Mockingbird that's joined us?
Take one.
Oh, I think that's the Beast Binder.
Is
I'm
that
pretty
Beast
sure.
Binder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Could be wrong, though. One of the cool alternate arts,
Yeah,
but
it's got vigilance.
it's
so
got
yeah.
vigilance, so it's gotta be it.
I think it's also in Japanese, so.
Sure, sure.
17.
All right, so just switching off one of the creatures. But yeah, that's going to be enough for Willy. He's just like, yeah, no, I don't have anything to answer this. So going to game number 2 here, as the gremlins jump into our system once again. Could someone please tell the gremlin tamers they're doing a terrible job and will not be paid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
There
see.
we go.
We got
Good
it.
work there.
Thank
You
you.
told
Thank
them quick.
Yeah. Good response.
All right, we'll see if Willy has a little bit of the better draw here, being able to find a way to kind of go with your ideal draw, which is Gleeful Demolitioning this map.
Blow things up.
Yeah, like it is possible to do that, plus a Novice Inspector, plus one of your other 1-drops, and convoke out a Knight Errant of Eos as soon as turn 2.
That would be sweet.
And then you think, okay, that's why this matchup looks good for the Convoke deck. But if you don't do that, you're just playing much smaller creatures than Shuhei is. So, you know, Willy keeping 7 cards really leads me to believe we have a good turn this turn.
Okay. Just saw the trade there of the sirens. Another siren hits, and we got a Gleeful Demolition.
18.
We get some 3 goblins.
Okay.
That's cool.
Not bad. So normally this would scream, oh, I don't have a Knight Errant of Eos because I could have put 5 creatures into play. The problem is there was no white creature, so he still might have had it. We know now he doesn't, but is able to take the case here and leaves Willy with just
Protect the
the
negotiators.
counterspell here. Yep.
That's a sweet counterspell.
Yeah, really good.
Being able to kick it, you get to make a 1/1 and then a counterspell, unless your opponent pays what would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so it's a hard
good.
counterspell most of the time in this deck. Really good when you have a go wide strategy. This card has been a staple in the sideboard of these Convoke decks for years.
And the go wide strategy you talk about, like we would love to see an Imadane's Recruiter.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Or even the case of the Gateway Express, which is under the bat currently, or the Defaced Gallery, which is the other side of the Painter's Studio, to be able to pump up this board that we see Willy assembling.
yep, he's drawn just a ton of really good setup, but no payoff across these 2 games so far. And that can just be the struggle of this deck. When you draw perfectly, it looks like you have the best deck in the format.
Yeah, I
When
mean,
you don't, you're playing a lot of understated creatures.
okay, another bat.
And like, even this is good. Shuhei being able to have a 2/2 lifelinker. The board's stable now, basically. Willy can't really attack into that.
No.
He would only get through 2 damage and lose a creature. Over the long term, Shuhei would stabilize by just blocking right now.
Oh yeah.
Not playing anything else. If Willy didn't play anything else, eventually the battlefield would be stable with just 1 2/2.
Yeah.
That kind of shows how you know, not impactful these creatures are if you don't have a payoff.
From Willy's side of things, does have 2 ways to dig deeper into the deck with the
Yep.
map token as well as the clue. So if he doesn't draw anything impactful, likely going to see that as his next port of call.
Yep. Also, case of the Gateway Express, top decking another one of those would
Yeah,
be great.
that'd be sweet.
It looks like Shuhei has the ability to go land 3 plus go for the throw. Looks like 3 lands.
Mountain.
Yep. I think There's Siren Storm Tamer as well. Just debating on this bat. Decides to bin it.
Bats, 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 bats. Bat number 3 hits the board and gets countered. So protecting the information in hand with Protect the Negotiators.
Okay, decides to attack here, which is interesting because you are trading the 2 life you're gaining and you're getting hit for 5. That is a way to not stabilize with the 2/2 life linker. But this plays better around if Willy were to top deck a removal spell or an Imidane's Recruiter to pump your team.
In the case of the Gateway Express would deal with the bat. Let's see, we're going to target. Oh, torch the tower. Let's get the Gateway Express back.
Pretty strong. If Willy has land 4 here, he's able to sack the clue and then torch, but looks like he does it.
Mockingbird, nice.
Nice.
That's
doing its best bat impression.
Now I get to look at your hand. Mockingbird is a sweet creature.
Really is. Normally this is kind of the reason to be blue, but Willy deciding to only play 1 copy.
I'm sorry, what are life totals?
But why play more when you just draw 1 of them?
19.
Easy.
14.
It really is
So,
splashing blue for
Untitled
only
Chapter.
Spyglass Siren,
Yeah.
which usually splashing for a 1-drop as your
a little
only
weird.
blue card is a little
Yeah.
strange,
I'm
but
gonna ask you
the
both
mana
to
base is
please
actually quite
announce
good
a
in
little
this
louder all
control
life total
deck.
changes,
Yeah.
please.
Quite good in the format right now.
Yeah.
So. Alrighty, turning things sideways. Love to see it.
Attack for 6.
Down to 13 goes Shuhei Nakamura.
Shuhei really wants some action, a Shieldred, something like that, a Preacher, some big game threat, as this is the spot where, yeah, if you top deck a Go for the Throat or something, you're like, great, I'm going to kill one of these very understated creatures. You really want to just play bigger creatures than them before Willy finds Night Errant Reveals.
Spyglass Siren's going to find a land here for Shuhei.
More land, a little flooded.
Getting in the damage where he can. Gaining some life, but now this is a little scary at the moment.
Yeah, it really is.
Because we know there's a Torch the Tower, so we know that we're going to see a case of the Gateway Express come back potentially, unless we find something else.
Yep.
Or have something else in hand that we haven't seen. So that gets rid of the blocker. That gets rid of the blocker and the bat.
Yeah, it gets rid of both creatures, and then you can solve the case after you attack.
Immediately.
So, like, all of a sudden, kill both creatures,
Pew.
attack for 7, I believe, attack for 7, and then the case gets solved. So then next turn, you're going to add an additional 6 damage. This is a 2-turn clock here from Willy, and it looks like Shuhei is just really flooded at this point.
Oh, yeah. This is just not looking great here for the Japanese Hall of Famer. Big, big chunk of damage. Down to 8 goes Shuhei. I think Willy also gains a life if the Mockingbird is a copy of the bat.
Yep, absolutely.
And the case is solved because we're attacked with 3 more creatures. So bop, 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 bop. They all get a pump, and that is enough for Shuhei. So game 3, let's boogie.
All right, so now it's definitely on with Shuhei on the play. Shuhei has the ability to interact, but no, down to 5 cards already. So we'll see if
that's
Willy
bad news
has
bears.
one of the go-to Convoke draws to really punish him quickly. I would think these style of decks is the reason to play Convoke. You know, you really prey on the Dimir mid-range, the slowish decks that have a bunch of spot removal, as well as like Golgari mid-range. That's what you want to play against all day.
Oh yeah, this was the deck you said that Simon Nielsen was agonizing over playing instead of the Dimir Demons.
He was very close instead of Dimir Demons and decided to play Demons last minute. So he was loving this deck.
Got some deep cavern bats. Once again, taking a look in the hand there.
2 lands, a case, and there is the Night Errant of Eos.
Oh.
Just a great hand. There's the Gleeful Demolition.
Lovely hand.
The worst part about Willy's draw is the fact that he now has a Mirex in play. As that's the only land that would allowed him to play as 1-drop, so you have to, but it is not the land you want to start with.
No, because it doesn't make any colors.
Exactly.
Yeah, turn after.
It will be sacking a map. It'll be helping for that.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's not nothing. You know, maps find more lands.
Yeah. But like if that was a blue-red land, for instance, then all of a sudden Willy has the draw. Next turn, Gleeful Demolition the map. play your Warden, Knight Errant on turn 2.
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
Yeah.
Alas, not this time around, but Shuhei is having a big thing here. Takes the case of the Gateway Express. And it's just going to take note of what else is in hand here for Willy.
Most of the time, that's what you want to do. When you play a bat, you take the one
The
card
removal.
that can kill your
Yeah.
bat, you know? But sometimes you want to break up your opponent's curve, but you really can't do that because no matter what, Willy has a good play next turn, whether you take the Gleeful Demolition or the Warden.
Turn passes back. Another land down. Gleeful Demolition. Get some gobbos. Pass the turn.
Didn't want to attack. Which is interesting. I don't think Shuhei would have blocked.
No, maybe he's just worried.
Yeah, he
about
just wants to block, because if you attack, Shuhei takes 1, and then
Yeah.
you get an attack back, Shuhei gains the 1. So yeah, I guess it just makes more sense to leave it back.
Cut down, though, will take care of the flying blocker, so Shuhei is now able to get in for some damage and some life gain.
And we'll see if this is finally the Knight Errant of Eo's turn.
Is it? It looks like it.
It sure does. But there are definitely things
Okay,
to
Warden of
consider.
the Inner Sky. We still could see the Knight.
Yeah, you definitely want to play all your creatures out first and
Yeah.
then convoke them.
Nice. All right, Novice Inspector. There's the clue.
And most of the time when you play your 5th creature, sometimes Shuhei can interact by saying, okay, kill one of them so you can't convoke. But when you have a Mirrex available
Yeah.
and 2 white creatures that are coming, like this doesn't actually stop the
No,
Knight Errant.
It still gets out, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh? No? Oh, there we go. I was about to say, we're
Yeah.
not doing it. Come on, we got to do it.
Shuhei's
there.
helping out.
Thank you, Shuhei. Nice.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, the Anoint the Affliction, the best target was the Warden anyways. So it's the thing to do, but it did let Willy know that no matter what, this Knight Errant was going to resolve.
Yeah.
But there is not a lot of counter spells, and as I look, there's Phantom Interference that he could have had to counter it.
Yeah, now the Knight's out, and we got Clockwork Percussionist.
Limited All-Star.
Yeah, it's a good little card. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy, if you have him in your opening hand, your win rate is like something stupid like 60%.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's a phenomenal card.
it's very cool.
I wonder if it's the same for Standard.
I would think not.
Yeah, I would think not.
He's cute. He's good. He's not
Yeah.
that good.
Cute? I don't know about cute, but I'll give you that.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, you got me there.
Did play the Beastbinder left in, as it does shrink Knight Errant of Eo, so it's not terrible, but overall it is just kind of a 2-mana 1/3 body.
As our Beastbinder is going to jump in the way of one of these creatures, trying to
Okay.
limit some damage. Still a lot of it coming through, though.
And more goblins. And this is the nice thing about playing the Convoke deck is most of these decks have gone away from playing any kind of sweepers, you know, the, I believe
Yeah.
it's called Miasma, you know, where you can -2 to -2
Yeah.
to the board. That's kind of the best card against these Convoke decks. A lot of the decks have decided to play spot removal so they can interact with Gruul Prowess more. So Willy's playing Convoke because Prowess is the deck with the biggest target on its head, and trying to sneak under how all these decks are built and all the sideboard tech they have.
So Shuhei flashing in our Enduring Curiosity. Going to try and get some cards here to help out in the situation, but things are not looking super hot here. As you mentioned, there's no sweeper effect. There's no board wipes. There's no negative across the board. It's do or die.
Yep. Shuhei has to block and kill these creatures to stabilize.
Yeah.
Which definitely possible when you're gaining a bunch of card advantage and you're gaining life with bat.
Yeah.
But it is not an easy task. If Willy has a good follow-up here, you got to think this is all over.
So we're going to see the cat in front of the knight. See the Beastbinder in front of another 1/1.
There's half the life total. A great block there with the Enduring Curiosity as you get to get that back and the Knight Errant is gone. And a nice, gleeful, more goblins, and you get to look at the top.
Oh, yeah, that's going to get a case of the Gateway Express back, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks really good to me. As now, if Shuhei were to play his best card, which would probably be Shieldred, you just have the answer for it next turn.
That is Devastating.
So Willy has 3 more goblins. There they are on the far left, and 8 creatures, only 1 blocker. This is lethal as it stands.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get him a bigger table at this rate. Yeah, no more life gain. Beast Binder can attack and tap, well, excuse me, make that into a 2/2, which doesn't really help.
Yeah, it just really allows Shuhei to draw a card.
Yeah.
It's another land.
Anything else?
I think I saw 1 cut down and maybe not a lot else. The thing that Shuhei really needed is like a preacher and then to pump those vampires with the land.
That
like
sweet.
That would be really nice against him, but with a case of the Gateway Express about to solve this game, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're all done here.
I would say so too. Shuhei is looking at his hand and deliberating. Is there a way to survive here? Currently, with the creatures on board, the answer is no. And with the case, as you mentioned, that just gets rid of a creature.
Standard looks awesome right now.
It does.
It really looks great.
Okay, cool. Map token. Put some counters on that friend.
So you can kill 1 of the blockers. There's 1 more blocker plus cut down. So there's you can deal with 2 creatures. So 3, 4, 5, 6. There is 6 damage. So Shuhei would be at 1 unless Willy has anything else to close this out.
Okay, there's the case we know about. So
and that's just surviving this turn. Like next turn's going to be way worse.
Oh yeah, for sure. So that takes care of that. In with everything. Block the 2/2. Take 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kill the Novice Inspector with a cut down. Hope none of those are a pain land.
The case is solved, although it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, another Novice Inspector down. Another clue. Pass the turn to Shuhei. Shuhei looks at the card on top of his deck, and
I just don't think there's an out at this point. Like, without having sweepers in the 75, there's not 1 card that can catch Shuhei up, and even if Shuhei draws another card off attacking, there's not 2 cards that deal with this, so there's just no outs at this point.
I mean, Shuhei's probably curious. What's on top of my deck? Let's attack anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Always look.
Yeah, always take a peek. I'm on team don't look, but
okay.
Yeah, you got to try all your rounds, but that is going to be it. So Willy Edel picks up the win and the 4th win.
Yep.
So that is day 2 for Willy Edel, which is pretty sweet indeed.
Yep, day number 2 at the World Championship. That is already just a huge accomplishment. You know, both of these players have been here plenty of times before, but, being able to just play every single round at a Pro Tour or World Championship, that's the goal. You know, that's the goal for, like, mortals like us. Simon's like, I don't want to just play every round on day 1 and 2. Simon wants to play every round of the event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You would probably want to play everybody's matches as well. Probably not, but,
yeah.
People just love Magic here, and you're going to see that a bunch. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, friendos, we're going to be at the news desk with Maria.